Yeah, Andor did pretty well. People were really digging that and eating it up. So they booted back into Star Wars Battlefront 2, and it's actually started to pick up a good amount of traction. I just pulled it up right now, and it's starting to really like pick up a decent amount of steam. Granted, like these numbers are not like insane, but bear in mind, like I only have ever played Battlefront 2 through Game Pass, because Game Pass Ultimate or whatever includes EA access, which includes Battlefront 2. So you can buy it for $40 on Steam and play it there, or you can get it included with Game Pass. Easy money, easy clap. And it's actually kind of crazy, because if you go to the store page, let me show you some of the recent reviews. Like this. I don't know why the game died. I'm gonna be honest, because it's such a good game and has pretty good graphics too, so everyone should go and try and play it to revive it. Every now and then I hop back on just for nostalgia, and it's worth it every single time. Sad they abandoned the game though. Literally the best Star Wars game on the market, immense fun on the ground and the air. I think George Lucas would be proud. Love it. Battlefront, but Star Wars. Yeah, that's basically all you need. Heroes are unbalanced and matchmaking is atrocious. They acknowledge the memes though. Worth it alone for that. Get it on sale because EA doesn't deserve your money. Yeah, there's a hacker problem that is not getting addressed. Avoid. What a shame. It's good otherwise. Thanks, EA. Simple gameplay, but somehow addicting, more addicting than it should be. Campaign is a lot of fun, having great visuals. All the bad reviews for this game is either because of hackers or trash EA Origin launcher. This is why the only fix is to just play it on console. 200 hours in this review. This is one of the best Star Wars games in the world. Cool maps, characters, everything is awesome. People really dig it. People like it. And, you know, I actually booted into it last night. I played like an hour and a half of it or so, just getting back in and trying it. And it does play, you know, pretty solidly. The problem is just, and this is what people have forgotten, the problem for Battlefront 2 were the star cards. Okay. Star cards were their like in-game card-based leveling system to improve your characters and everything, but they were so crazy. Let me show you. This is from 7 years ago, November 2017.
There's been a lot of talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2's loot boxes. Seems most people weren't happy with how they worked in the beta, and following this feedback, the game's creator DICE has gone on record to say that improvements and changes have been made. Having spent 16 plus hours with the final game, I can now tell you exactly what happens when you open a crate, what's in them, how you go about getting them, and how it impacts character progression in multiplayer. Let's start with opening one. Here's what it looks like. Here I'm opening the daily crate, which you just get for logging in. You see I get a single star card, a small amount of credits, and some crafting points. Now I'm buying a loot box with credits earned in-game. You get credits for completing battles, for hitting milestones like getting 50 kills as an assault class or 25 in an X-Wing, and from other crates. You can also buy crates with crystals, which can be bought for real money. I don't know how much they cost at the moment, but that will become clear very soon. There are 3 types of box you can buy, and you can buy them with either credits or the crystals. These types of box are Trooper, Hero and Starfighter, and the rewards in them will be tailored towards those specific parts of the game. So, if you want a new star card for Darth Maul, for example, you're more likely to grab it from a Hero box. Now, you'll also see on the cards that there are 4 tabs at the top. This is the rarity of the card, and you will either get common, uncommon, or rare cards from the boxes. The final and best star card grade is Epic, which you can only achieve by upgrading your star card using crafting points. How do you get crafting points? There are 2 main ways. 1, you can get them in loot boxes, and 2, you can get them from hitting other certain milestones.
So, this is how it was at launch. Okay? 7 going on 8 years ago. And it was so bad. It got to the point where basically people realized one core fundamental issue, which is that if you wanted to level up and be competitive in multiplayer, you had to spend real world money. Like you just did. That's just how it worked, because you needed star cards for your characters, and those star cards had actual gameplay affecting benefits and perks. It can make things like your cooldown is greatly decreased for certain hero abilities. So if you're playing as Luke Skywalker, you get the ability to use your power-ups way more frequently if you have the better star cards. Yeah, and it applies to regular enemies or characters in addition to just the heroes and everything. And so it basically broke the game down to a point where people who were willing to spend more money could have what was deemed a competitive advantage. It started a whole like debate and scandal on what is manageable pricing, what's manageable, because there were ways that they balanced it or tried to balance it where like the crafting components were achievable in game. Same with the crates, as they pointed out, you get one when you log in. But most people felt that there was an advantage for spending money that they deemed unfair or unreasonable. And so they caused a bit of a ruckus. I just tried to boot the game and then it just went to black screen. Oh, but I have it on this. It's not on my monitor, but I have it. Huh. My monitor is blank, but the capture card is seeing the game. I think it's because I have to turn off HDR. HDR turns on by default. This was in that era where everybody was trying to push like HDR everything. There we go. Okay, hold on. So let me show you. If we like play, I'm just gonna do like single player arcade so I can show you kind of how this worked. Custom arcade. Let's do this. Team battle, Hoth, heroes, expert. Okay, play. Yeah, let me just show you how this works. Okay, because what they did later is that they updated it and then they removed all of the like crazy, overly aggressive monetization. In part because Disney called them up and was like, what on earth are you doing? And actually, I believe it was Belgium threatened to get involved with regulators. It was like an international story at how aggressive and egregious these were. So you see these, like if we have Palpatine, we can go to equip cards. These, they just give you now in the arcade mode, they give you all these cards so you can see what the top version of them are. So star cards can be unlocked by upgrading in the collection menus. Now they just give them all to you, even if you've never played the game before. Two-handed lightning deals bonus damage to enemies that are electrocuted. So you can just like equip that. And then I'm going to equip this one, chain lightning. And then I'm going to equip this one, boom. And then I've just like customized my hero, which is a cool idea and a cool concept. But when they're tied to loot boxes that you can buy, it feels bad. It feels bad. This was the beta. The whole system was changed before the official launch because of the backlash. Yeah, exactly. Like the backlash. I guess if it's the launch of the beta is when it was particularly egregious, and then the feedback was so bad that they walked it back and tried to address it. My understanding is at launch, they still had the problems with loot boxes, and then they stripped the loot boxes. I think it was like 8 to 10 months after is when they fully removed them after launch, but I don't remember the exact timelines. But they had this so you could work with all of these different, oh, wait, there he is. I was like, oh no, he's not showing up. There he is. But they had it so you can customize it with all of these different heroes, and then you could hit start, and voila. And the game does look really, really good. I mean, it does. Even today, I think that this looks very, very good. But if we go into like the public lobbies, I can show you this. Hold on. Let's see. Again, there's nothing to spend currency on, so it kind of feels like something is missing, but all the star card BS is now character progression, so playing is enough now. Good time with friends. Yeah, that's what I want to show once we get into a match, and I can show you, because the arcade mode just has everything, like just because it's arcade mode, of course. But looks like we found a match. But now it's been changed. Okay, so now that we're in a match, we can select which kind of archetype we want. You can see here, if I select these star cards, there's boost cards, ability cards, and things. And so now it's tied to progression, as pointed out with Tommy in chat, where you basically requires heavy level 10. So the more you play with the particular archetype, the more you level up the star cards so that you can either like, you know, unlock this one, so I can unlock it, confirm, and then I can use that star card. And this works way, way better than, in my opinion, like than spending money for these. But it also, I think, when you design an entire game around this, I really think that you can't just undo it. Like you can't just pivot off. When the entire game has been designed around, as they revealed in the beta, selling these star cards to you in gacha packs that you would either earn through in-game, you know, grinding, or you could like buy with real money. Just redoing it doesn't really work that smoothly. It just doesn't. Even if the game itself is really, really good. Ooh, are we already yo-yoing? Okay, I think we're okay. We're okay now. But you can't just like undo that. It doesn't work that way. The game feels really weird and hollow. It's a similar thing that happened with another 2017 game, of course, with Star Wars Jedi, not Star Wars, with Shadow of War, which also was very, very much like designed around monetization. The end game grind is all completely tied to having legendary orcs. You can technically get them through gameplay, but it is very, very grind heavy in order to get them. I don't know if I can actually cut through that. I'm gonna walk around. Skadoosh. Oh, there. Oh no. Okay. But you can see here, so I've been match made with a player that has leveled up star cards. So that does give him an added advantage over like my character, which has the basic level of star cards. I'm gonna go here. I don't have any of these, so I just don't get star cards for this. So I just have to select him and start playing. So it's like, I think it works as a game now, but whereas before it just didn't. But it certainly feels a little hollow because such a core component to the game was stripped out, you know? Like the game was designed around selling you these star cards, and now that's not there. So it's tied to progression, which again is better than selling it to me, but I think it still just feels very, very weird because it just feels like things aren't really clicking together quite right, which is why it's so crucial when games are not designed like for total equality across player bases. It doesn't really work when you try to redo it and walk it back. It just doesn't really work, unfortunately. Oh, I can do this. No, I can't. Somebody else picked it. Damn it. But I mean, even then, you tell me this game is going on a decade old? That's crazy, dude. But what a colossal waste to have such a remarkable, like, IP and so many assets, but then to screw it up because you were desperately trying to get that like easy gotcha money. It's just such a shame. All up there. Hold on, guys, I'm coming with my negative KD. I got you. I need to stop talking and just try to play. Come on, peek it. Oh, come on. Can I go around? Can I flank Big Chungus style? What the hell is even that? I did something I didn't understand. Yeah, don't walk out that door. But like, look at this. So he's got all the fully upgraded star cards, which, as you would expect after playing the game a lot, really helps him, you know, perform well. And that's not really a surprise. You'd kind of expect it if that's tied to progression. But it can make it kind of frustrating because if you're bouncing into this game for the first time after, you know, you've just heard, oh, maybe it's worth a shot. It can make it really frustrating when you pop in and like these characters have crazy fast recharges on stuff because they just have the better star cards. Dude, I was trying to slide cancel, which I should totally be allowed to do. But it is a shame because they screwed this up so badly that EA basically did nothing else with the Battlefront license for years, and it was just such a waste because the IP is so phenomenal, and they just totally wasted it. Totally wasted it. There's a freaking Jedi, guys. We screwed, fam.
We have them.
Ready.
Checks out. Starting off this game, you probably best start with the computer. Yeah, I think you can have a really good time with it. Again, like you can have a lot of fun with it. It's just the hardcore people have been playing this forever. You know, they've been playing it since launch, and so they have fully leveled up everything, and they're very, very good at it. They understand that, they know the maps very, very well. And because there's not really enough players to keep the game alive, like with more casual players, you just end up with a very, very focused and concentrated player base where there's not a whole lot of diversity and skill, you know. It's very, very focused and very polarized. But it will surprise you how many people you'll play and pop into this with who are playing with like fully leveled up characters. It's pretty wild because they've been playing forever and they just have the fully leveled up characters, and that's just what they do. you know, this is their bread and butter. It's nice to see that people are trying the game again, especially included in Game Pass. I imagine the numbers are actually pretty solid with how many people they have in here. Flank! I finally got revenge. He's the guy that jumped me. Oh! I leveled up, so now I can get more star cards. I can do it. How long until EA makes a Star Wars extraction shooter? Dude, they were gonna do a Titanfall one. They were kind of on their way. Because that's like sci-fi extraction shooter. So it's like similar. Mad Izzy twins got me. It's like kind of similar, you know? Sith Trooper super OP. Star Wars Tarkov could be cool, but not if EA does. I mean, you could do something with it, surely. You could do something with, I don't know, but you'd have to play as like, the problem with extraction shooters, you have to play like a K-Vest kind of character. You have to play like a scoundrel outlaw. And I don't know how well that works. Because like part of Star Wars is the conflict between the Empire and the Resistance and everything. And it's like, so do you just play as like maybe rebels stealing from the Empire from various outlets and areas? I will say the exposure blowout makes it really tough to see anything, because this was in the era where they really wanted you using HDR for everything, and so it's like really aggressive on the, but yeah, there's probably a way to do it. It's just, it's tricky because anytime somebody sees it, they're like, oh, you made a Star Wars game. Okay, is it anything like you know, a narrative game? Do I get to explore something like the movies? Nope, it's an extraction shooter. Oh, I don't know. It's amazed me how quickly people have already started to like get burnt out on the extraction shooter meta. It's really, really amazing to me. Like, I don't know, when you do it well, like in Arc Raiders, people eat it up, but you got to do it well. Shocker, right? Like that's the key. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. But that's the tricky bit. And doing something well is expensive and time consuming, and developers and executives don't love that. Oh, no, not like this. That's not roll. That's not roll. I thought that was roll. I don't remember what button it is. My bad. My bad. Sorry, fam. Nope, didn't mean to do that. God damn it. I should look up the buttons before we do this. That was a mistake. Yeah, sorry, fam. There was
East exit secured. Watch them scurry.
oh, come on. Hey, we lost. We lost. It's okay though. I didn't really mean for that match to go on that long. I was gonna hop in and then hop out, but I felt bad leaving in the middle of a match. I'm so tempted to buy it, dude. It's like, it's not bad. It's just, it's such a shame that it took them like so many years to get it to a decent spot. Oh look, I have a crate. See, there's still some remnants of the old way. Like, see, it's not a loot box. It's just, you know exactly what it is. It's a victory pose. Sure, I'll equip it. I don't know what it is, but sure. It's just, why can't they get it right the first time? You know? Is it really that hard? Just do it right the first time. Don't waste years and millions upon millions of dollars on nonsense, you know? But unfortunately, the legacy of Star Wars Battlefront 2 for most people is just going to be the most downvoted Reddit post of all time. This person said, seriously, I paid $80 for like the deluxe whatever edition to have Vader locked. This is a joke. I'll be contacting EA support for a refund. I can't even play effing Darth Vader. Disgusting. This age of microtransactions has gone way too far. Leave it to EA though to stretch the boundaries. And so EA's community team was like, you know what? We need to explain this to people. This is similar in tone to like the Starfield. When astronauts went to the moon, they weren't bored type of response. They said, The intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes, because previously they were locked in or behind paywalls. As for cost, we selected initial values based on data from the open beta and other adjustments made to milestone rewards before launch. Among other things, we're looking at average per player credit earn rates on a daily basis, and we'll be making constant adjustments to ensure that players have challenges that are compelling, rewarding, and of course, attainable via gameplay. We appreciate the candid feedback and the passion the community has put forth around the current topics here on Reddit, our forums, and across numerous social media outlets. Our team will continue to make changes and monitor community feedback and update everyone as soon as and as often as we can. The most downvoted post in Reddit history. That's fantastic. Okay, that's pretty freaking hilarious. And again, it's just even more baffling because they went from a trailer that everybody thought looked great, that people were eating up, super excited for. People like, yeah, give me this. Inject it into my veins. 22 million views. Man, after watching this trailer for the billionth time, I still can't get over the fact that EA just left this game in the dust. Yeah, I will never forgive EA for just leaving this game when it was at its peak. I mean, they screwed it up with the initial launch and everything. They lost the players, and so it didn't make sense monetarily to keep putting a lot of effort into it, so they just moved on. And it's such a waste because it had so much potential. It could have been amazing. And even now I think it's good, especially if you get it through Game Pass. I think it's good, but this single-handedly like just will be the lasting legacy of the game, unfortunately. It's so bad. It's the pride and accomplishment part that does it. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's like, yeah, we understand you bought this game for $80 and you're frustrated that you still can't play as Darth Vader. You have to spend more money or grind for him. But the intent, really, you should actually like it because it's going to give you a sense of pride and accomplishment. It's just, screw you, dude. Like, what do you mean? Are you kidding me? But like I said, it's the same vibe as like, hey, going to random planets in Starfield is boring. Oh, well, when astronauts went to other planets, or not other planets, to the moon, they weren't bored. So it sounds like a you problem. That's the same thing as this. You don't like that you have to pay extra for Darth Vader? Okay, it's a you problem. You don't like pride and accomplishment? Loser. It's just so dumb. It's so dumb.
He took my thing.